Hey there, church family. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hey, I want to do something. Well, I'm going to start a sort of a new series here on my daily talks. And I want to talk about where our faith is. And I want to do that from the end of chapter 4 of the book of Mark through chapter 5. And I want to look at these 4 stories that are given to us, or these 4 accounts that are given to us of how what our faith in Jesus should look like. So I want to begin today in Mark chapter 4, and we're going to talk about the wind and the waves obeying Jesus. And I want to read this to you from verses 35 down through verses 41, so you can follow along with me. On that day when the evening had come, he told them, "Let's cross over to the other side of the sea." So they left the crowd and took him along, since he was in the boat. And other boats were with them. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking over the boat, so that the boat was already being swamped. And he was in the stern, sleeping on the cushion. So they woke him up and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we're going to die?" And he got up, and he rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Then he said to them, "Why are you afraid? Do you have no faith?" And they were terrified and asked one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him?" And I want you to think about that, because we've heard that story many times before. And we look at the marvel of Jesus calming the wind and the waves, and that's an awesome thing to look at, and it shows his wonderful power. But I want you to look at what little bit of faith the disciples actually had. Now, here they were. They had been following him around. They had seen these miracles. They had seen all of these things happen. They had seen the wonderful things that he had talked about, the things that he could do, the teachings of the parable. And he had just shared with them that he was going to show them things and teach them things that nobody else was going to understand, because they had faith and they were his followers. But even then, their faith began to wane a little bit, and it began to draw back to the point that they were terrified. The Bible tells us that they were terrified when he calmed the wind and the waves. I mean, here's this man who maybe had, I don't know, maybe they had it in their mind that maybe there was some mental manipulation going on with some of the miracles that he had done. And maybe they weren't really miracles. Maybe they were just, suggestive thinking and all of these kinds of things, but they were following him nonetheless. But when an inanimate object that has no mind suddenly obeyed him, such as the wind and the waves, they were terrified. They were like, "Who is this man?" But we do the same thing sometimes. We draw our trust away from God, and we don't think that he can do the powerful things that we really need him to do, or that maybe we read about that he can do, but we don't really believe it for ourselves. We have to trust that he is in control and can do so many great and powerful things. Why then should we be afraid of anything? If there are still fears in our lives, then maybe we need to learn to trust God more. Trust in Jesus, to have more faith. God bless you, church family. We'll see you next time.